it's very important to have the correct faith, the correct belief. You need to have the right beliefs, because there's truth and then there's lies. And if you believe lies, then you're going to live in darkness. If you believe truth, then light will come your way. Knowledge, understanding, and then also wisdom. It's really important to have the right beliefs. It's foundational. It's very important. Foundational means it builds. Like if I build this thing right here and I'm going to build a building or something, then I need to have a solid foundation under here, and I need to have truth to build it on. And so if I go like this, I do this. So let's say this is a doctrine that I'm believing, and then this is another doctrine right here. Let's say here. Okay, so it's starting to form really well, and this gets larger and larger. And if you don't have the correct faith, excuse me, your life will fall. But if you build it on a very solid foundation, really good foundation, and it's built on truth, then you're gonna have a really good solid life of truth here, there, like that. Although this I really should do this. I could do it this way, put this here, and then this here. Oh, get it off, like that. So this is a new thing that you've learned. I'm learning from the Bible, and I'm building my life on truth. And because of that, I have the correct beliefs. I have the correct doctrines, I have the correct beliefs. There you go, something like that. And it just builds very solid, really hard, really strong. It'll weather the storms. It'll be strong, and the storms won't knock it down. It's really important to have the right beliefs. And the story that we're going to get to is talking about the Sadducees and their beliefs and how wrong they were. You can't have wrong and right beliefs mixed together. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can have a lot of right beliefs and you have error in here and there with some of this stuff, but not the fundamentals, not the important thing. And the important thing is your beliefs and your faith. Doctrine means instruction, teachings. If you could get the right teachings and you build your faith and then your beliefs on it, and this is where you want to go towards God himself. There's one God, there's not a bunch of other gods. There's one true religion, there's not a bunch of other religions. If they contradict each other, and they do. So, and it's based on the HB Holy Bible. Jesus taught from the Old Testament. I think there's something like 92 or 93 quotes from the New Testament from the Old Testament. They quoted the Old Testament. They didn't have the New Testament at that time. We do now have it because of the apostles and their writings. So it is based on Jesus, and the foundation the Bible talks about is Jesus in Colossians and 1 Corinthians and all. Chapter 3. Salvation, righteousness. To be able to get right with God, and you have to get saved. To be able to get saved, it has to be through Jesus. And Jesus said, if you don't believe in me, you're not going to believe in the Father. You just don't have God. And these are other religions. I'm not going to name them on this video. But there's other books that they say is holy. There's other religious beliefs. There's other, but these are all not right. I'm sorry. And but it's true. I don't apologize for the fact that I'm right on what I said. And in this video, we're not going to tell you how I know, but it really is true. Jesus Christ really is the truth. By the way, he himself said, I am the way, the truth, the life. He didn't say, I am a way, I'm a truth. He is the way, the only way. And he says, no man comes unto the Father but by me. See, it's God and then through Jesus Christ. And the way we know that it really is him, there's many ways. Oh, I could go on and on. But the way we really know, especially because he raised from the dead. Nobody's ever done that, like raised from the dead. Literally 3 days, he was in a tomb, he raised from the dead. He raised himself up from the dead. That shows he's God. He raised himself up from the dead. He said he would, John chapter 2. Or John chapter 1, I think. John chapter 2, I'm not sure. Anyway, so these beliefs are very, very important. Now, here, this group that we're talking about, remember I told you I'm going to share the beliefs of the Sadducees. I mentioned a lot of facts, the last time on what facts about who they are. We have different Jewish groups, or sects, S-E-C-T-S. And we have the Pharisees, most popular. We have Sadducees. That's what we're going to talk about. We have Essenes, Zealots, fourth philosophy, Sakari, priests, elders, Sanhedrin, the scribes, and the Herodians. By the way, the Sadducees mainly were the Sanhedrin. I'm just kind of saying that that's a sort of a group of them. Not all of them were in the Sanhedrin. The court and all. the ruling body. They were definitely wealthy. By the way, archaeological digs, people have dug up stuff in Israel. A few of the Sadducee homes, they found some of the digs of homes underneath the ground and all that were, torn and all that. A few of the Sadducees, they found their homes. All of them were very, very, very rich. As a matter of fact, they were the richest homes in Israel. The number one wealthiest group. They're aristocrats. They're really wealthy. That's what they really believed in. They obviously believed in really getting wealth, money, and all. All right, so here are the few of the beliefs. And remember, this is based on this whole story of that they're trying to trap Jesus. Before we get to that, though, I want you to know a background about who they are. The skunks, sort of, that were these mean people that came after Jesus trying to trap him. He was a threat to them. I'll tell you how he was a threat, by the way. One, he was threatening their beliefs. That he was flat out saying, you are badly mistaken. We'll get into that in this story. You are badly mistaken what you believe. Remember, beliefs make a difference as they're important. So he really flat said, you got some beliefs that are wrong. And boy, were they. As a matter of fact, one of the times Jesus called him, he said he warned the disciples big time of the doctrines and the teachings of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Yeah, he really said they're basically poisonous and all. Speaking of poisonous, John the Baptist even said about the Sadducees, Pharisees and Sadducees came to John the Baptist, Pharisees and Sadducees came to Jesus, and they were attacking them. And John the Baptist said, you brood of vipers. Yeah, why? Vipers? Poisonous snakes? Wow. They were really bad. Evil. Okay? So the Sadducees' beliefs were basically that, this is a big word for you younger ones, Pentateuch. Penta means 5. This means vessel. And then it turned in, the Tuch actually transformed over time into the Alexandrian Greek, which means book. 5 books. 5-fold book. The Pentateuch is the only authoritative scriptures. See, what they believe is that the first 5 books were from God, nothing else. It's 39 books in the Old Testament. They didn't really believe in all the others. They believed in the Pentateuch, the first 5 books. Penta meaning 5. Torah means instruction. Law. It's where we get the law. The law, like Exodus to Deuteronomy and all. And just basically, they're basically saying the Torah. Then we have Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and what? Deuteronomy. Second law. Anyway, so here it is. These first 5 books, that is what they believed in. They didn't believe in Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st, 2nd Samuel, 1st, 2nd Kings, 1st, 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther. All of them. All the way down. They didn't believe in the Old Testament. They also did not believe in the oral tradition, oral teachings and all that 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 the Pharisees believed in. So the Pentateuch is their only authoritative scriptures. They didn't believe in the rest of the Bible. They didn't believe it was of God. That's really bad. Now, this is really sad. They didn't believe in the resurrection. They didn't believe in people raising from the dead. So Jesus raised people from the dead. By the way, the Old Testament said they raised from the dead, but they don't believe it. Elijah, Elisha, and all that. They didn't believe it. They didn't believe in the resurrection. They didn't believe in the final judgment. They don't believe in a final judgment, a day of judgment that's coming. They don't believe God's going to judge everyone. They don't believe in the immortality of the soul. They don't believe in the soul. They don't believe in the life everlasting. If you die, you're dead. The end. That's it. They don't believe in the immortality. Immortality means forever life. Life that's everlasting. They don't believe in angels, which is really funny because Genesis had angels. Exodus had angels. So they believe in the angels. They didn't believe in spirits, like anything, you being a spirit with the body or anyone else. They don't believe in demons, obviously. They don't believe in the supernatural. They don't believe in all that. They believe that they were very conservative politically and religiously, although I'm pretty conservative, but not like them, in both of these. Politically and religiously. The Pharisees were more progressive, although some of their stuff was really, ugh. All right. They were not looking for the Messiah to come and free them from the Romans. They were definitely not looking for a Messiah, the promised Messiah. So Jesus, was, nah, he's off limits. You're wrong. And then they definitely believed in free will. I believe in human free will too, but they went to the extent that, like, basically God has no role in your life. It's all sort of humanism. They believe in you just setting your destiny, and God has nothing to say about it, nothing to do about it. He's like distant, some God, you know, way out or something. It's probably a deist religion. See, so these are some of the beliefs that they believe. So that's kind of important for what we're going to go into. So I hope you got something out of this video. I'm trying to keep it short. So the Sadducees, and by the way, this is not original. This is not me. I didn't make this up. But there's people that say they didn't believe in the resurrection. They were that's why they were sad, you see? They didn't believe in the resurrection, raised from the dead, no hope, no future, nothing. You just die and that's it. Ugh. What kind of God would do that, by the way? If God would create everything and he just wants you to die and go unconscious and that's it. That doesn't even make sense, by the way. But anyway, that's why they were sad, you see. You see? You see why they were sad? Is because of they didn't believe in the resurrection and all. But now, did you see the play on words? That's why they were sad, you see. Sad, you see. So try and remember the Sadducees. The Sadducees were the ones who didn't believe in the resurrection. Now, with that in mind, they come up to him and they try and trap him with this question about the resurrection, whether people can raise from the dead. So hope you got something out of this. God bless you, and thank you for listening.